Welcome back to the Girl Activate podcast, where we drop inspirational gems that you can apply to your daily life to help you to awaken the greatness within. The Girl Activate community is also for the girlies that want to take their life to the next level, but you're also looking to take your business to the next level. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about style. We're going to be talking about showing up as your best. We're going to be talking about dressing for success. Now, the topics that I've been covering are topics that I feel that people have been using as a roadblock to not showing up as your best self. We talked about imposter syndrome. We talked about looking good on camera. So now one of my principles is looking the part. You cannot sell a dream looking like a nightmare, honey. So on this episode today, I am here with none other than Tabitha Estinville. She is the owner of Femmetotale Styles. She is a style coach and a wardrobe stylist, and she is going to get us all the way together in terms of how we can show up as our best self. So, without further ado, let's introduce our guest, Tabitha Tabs. Welcome to the show. First of all, Tabitha is no stranger to the Girl Activate community and podcast. We love her here. She was at our last conference last year, and we definitely have to have her back next year. So let's give her a warm Girl Activate welcome, girlies. All right. So Tabitha, thank you for gracing us here on the show. How are you doing?
I am good. I'm happy to be here. Girl, activate.
Period.
Yes.
Well, for those that don't know you and not familiar with you, didn't attend the events or any of
Hello.
our broadcasts before, tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Tabitha, Tabs for short. I am a style coach. I am a wardrobe stylist. I am a creator, and I style everyday women from inside out. So, yes, let's
Awesome.
get started.
All right. So I'm going to just jump right into it. One of the main challenges that I see from my students or from, my colleagues, it's the idea of being able to show up as your best self. And a lot of times we express ourselves through our fashion and what we are wearing. Okay.
Mhm.
But sometimes that could be a little bit intimidating because you really want to look the part. So I know for me personally, there was a time I came to you and I said, you know what? I'm working with these luxury brands, or I want to attract more luxury brands, more partnerships, but I'm feeling a little phony because I don't rock designer clothes. I don't
Right.
have the Gucci, the Chanel, the YSL, or the Louis Vuittons, or the Balenciaga. I
Mhm.
mean, I don't even know all the names. I'm surprised I even know that list of names right now.
Mhm.
And I was starting to feel phony because I was just like, well, I'm not rocking these designers. So how can I really represent in this
Right.
luxury space? And
Or
I
do I
remember
need
hitting,
that? Do I need
yes,
those brands to,
exactly. And I
yes,
remember
for sure.
hitting you up saying, is it possible to look luxury and not wear these brands? So
Right.
share with us a little bit about what you think. Can we have a luxury? Okay, first of all, girlies, not everybody is trying to attract the luxury client. Not everybody's trying to attract that
A luxury
high-end
prince,
client.
right?
But me personally, that is what I was trying to do. But I didn't have the designer bag, honey. I didn't have the coin.
Mhm.
So I came to her like, what is the deal with this? What can we do with this? So what do you think? Do we have to rock designer brands to be luxury?
Absolutely not. Absolutely
Okay.
not. You definitely, as I've explained to you, how we try to recreate your style, it's all about you. You are, the walking billboard, whatever it is that you wear. And it's quality over a price tag. We want quality pieces that look like luxury. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It takes statement pieces. It could be a blazer, it could be a headpiece, it could be, a blouse that you're thinking, people are thinking it's like $900 and it may have been $20, you know,
Mm-hmm.
but just by your confidence and how you're wearing it, how I styled you, you're
Mm-hmm.
like killing it, you know. So it all depends on the actual pieces you're getting. What staple pieces you're adding to your wardrobe? Do you have any staple pieces in your wardrobe already? You know, what your personal style is, and finding out those things, fine tuning things, and being able to say, okay, this is my style, this is what I like. I don't want to go over this budget. I want to stay here. I want to stay in this lane, but I want to look like $1,000,000, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So
I know for me, I had started to look online at like social media and look at these brands to see like,
right.
okay, well,
What's trending and
because
what's
there's
right.
like quiet luxury too, right? So I'm
Right.
like, well, if nobody knows what designer you're wearing, how do they know that it's
That is
luxury in the first
absolutely
place? So
right.
that must mean
Right.
there's some kind of energy, there's some kind of
It
look
is an
and feel
energy.
with it,
Yes.
right?
It's a
So
character. It's a character. Yes.
exactly. So
Mm-hmm.
one of my favorite designers is YSL. And I didn't realize that I had such a fascination with this brand. And I realized it's because they're very clean, they're very sleek. It's just kind of like my brand, white, black, and gold kind of thing, very
Right.
neutral palette. And I was thinking to myself, wait a minute, I saw a simple turtleneck, or I saw a button up, or I saw some slacks. I saw,
Right.
you know, these things on their page, but you can't tell because with the quiet luxury, it's not with the logo all over the
Right.
place. You're
Right. It's
just
very
wearing a
subtle,
high,
very clean.
yeah,
Yes.
you're wearing a
Mm-hmm.
high quality turtleneck or trousers, and you don't know. But the idea is, I think, like what you said, it just has to be quality or look quality, and also
Right.
how do you feel in it?
And how you feel, right? How
How
you're
do you
showing up.
feel in
Right.
it? You know,
Right.
so we ended up going to
Zara.
Zara. First
Yes.
of all, that
Yes.
Zara experience, let me tell you, okay? First
Come
of
through,
all,
Zara. Come through. Zara came through. Okay.
listen, I was a little intimidated by Zara because it's a store that I've always wanted to shop in, but because, and we're going to talk about this whole body image and shape and
Right.
dressing for your size and everything. I can't wait to talk about that.
Did you
But
feel
I
like,
was,
I'm sorry. Now,
go
do you
ahead.
feel like they didn't have anything in your size, or maybe it wasn't for you? Like, what did you feel about
I
Zara?
just
Why did you
felt,
feel
I think that I already put in my mind that it was for like more thin girls, you
okay?
know, or
Okay.
tall and thin. And then for some reason, since I never shopped there, I thought it was very expensive. So
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know.
Right.
But I remember going into the store, not looking at prices, not looking at sizes or anything like that. And I was just like, yo, why did I come in here? I freaking love everything in this store. But
Okay.
what I was going to say about my body size is that I had this, and still do, I have this in between size. So I'm not necessarily big enough for the big girl store or the plus
Mm-hmm.
size store. I hope I'm not
Right.
offending anybody.
Right.
The big girl store is okay. It's just anything over size 12. It doesn't mean, you know, I'm not trying to offend anyone. I just call it,
Mm-hmm.
is big girl store appropriate?
Well, it's funny that now on Instagram, creators are calling themselves mid-size, petite, small size. Like they're addressing that audience.
Okay.
So
All right. Well,
yes,
listen, just forgive
for
me.
the thick, for the
Give me
thick
grace.
girlies, for the thick girlies, it's okay. You
Okay,
know.
yeah, give me
Yes.
grace. Give me grace. Give me grace. This is years of undoing. We got to undo here. But okay.
Yeah.
So I wasn't big enough per se for the big girl store, and I wasn't small enough for the European cut stores like the Zara or the whatevers.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm
Well, so
always
you
faced.
thought,
So I
right?
thought. So
Right.
I'm always like faced to make this decision of, and some of you girlies might feel the same way. Do I have to lose the 10 pounds? It's either I have to lose the 10 pounds or I have to size up. Oh my God, I have to tell you about this experience. All right, we're going to get back to this experience, but
Yes.
Zara, I just was this in between size and didn't think that I could rock with Zara. And we had the most amazing experience. Listen, you have to, when you get the funds, treat yourself to a wardrobe stylist, a style coach. Everything
Yes.
has a coach now. If you
Right.
cannot do it yourself and you've been running around in circles trying to figure
Right.
out your wardrobe, get you a coach. I have had a business coach. I've had a style coach. I've had virtual mentorships in finance and wealth and all of that.
Mhm.
If you can't figure it out in 2023, going into 2024, get you a
Right.
coach. Anyway, so we go into Zara and we had the most fun
We
experience.
did. We did.
And thank goodness it was documented.
Yes.
It was documented. I got to do a repost of that
Trying
soon.
on
But
different pieces and putting them together, literally
listen,
creating looks in the fitting room and
in
having you
the
come out, and
fitting room,
it
it
was
was a
like,
movie.
yes, and action. You were into character immediately. Yes,
I
you
loved it.
were.
But what I learned that day is, first of all, don't um you first of all, you don't know what you don't know, but we have this way of judging ourselves, or kind of limiting how we see ourselves. And I had
Right.
made a post the other day about your self-image and your self-identity. Like, you could never be successful if you don't see yourself as a successful person.
Right.
So you can't do anything if you don't first see yourself as
Right.
that first,
Start
right?
here.
So
Absolutely. Yeah.
let me tell you, so I didn't see myself as this person, but having you as a style coach, you were like, try this, things I wouldn't even try. Try this dress, try this skirt, try
Right.
these pants, try to put it on with these shoes at my size,
Right.
at my size,
I wanted to dress you for the size you were right then and there. I know we
Yeah,
always say, oh, wait, I can't get a stylist until I lose 10 pounds or I want to gain 10 pounds. And we're like, no, let's dress you to how you are right now, your body type right now. Let's figure out what you like. Let's figure out what fits good, what complements your shape, your current shape. And that's it. And then we're going to show
yeah.
up.
I think that's a big that I think that's I could speak for myself personally even now, because they call it the battle of the bulge, like lose weight, put it on, lose weight, put it on.
Right.
And I'm in one of those phases where I didn't put all the weight back on, but I definitely put back on some pounds. And you just are forced to make this decision if you're going to just dress for your size. So I love the fact that you keep saying dress for your current size, but that
Yes.
also means you got to shop.
Right.
So if you're on a
Right.
budget, and I think that that's what it is. It's like, I'm
Or
on
you'll
a
be
budget.
surprised what you have in your closet. We all have these, trendy pieces or these even oversized, and we're not sure, how do we style this properly? How do we wear this? I was really big here and I don't think I want to wear this now, or I was too small. There are things that I love to maximize. If you've been following me, if you're on my page, I am maximizing queen. I've worn things from however many years ago to like just recently. I purchased things. I'm always repurposing. I'm always finding a million new ways to wear one piece. So
Yeah,
you'll be surprised what you actually have in your own closet and what you can put
that's so
together.
true. So I wanted to talk about this experience I had earlier this year. I did a recording for Black History Month,
Mhm.
and I had the privilege of being styled. They had a stylist on set, and she chose these pieces. Here's another thing. When you go over a size 12, 14, 16, 18, the clothes be looking different.
Depending where you're shopping, depending where
They
you're
look
shopping.
different. They start to look different. Okay. At least that's the experience that I've had.
Right.
But there are certain designers, and we didn't get to talk about this. There's certain designers that specialize in making clothes for that size, for that type of
Right.
woman.
Right.
So what I'm trying to say is, if I went into Zara and I saw something in a size 6,
Mm-hmm.
these designers can make it in a size 16 and you still feel
Yes.
snatched and look
Absolutely.
snatched.
Absolutely.
I had
Yes.
never had that experience, because remember, I'm either trying to lose the weight or trying to conform to something. So at
Right.
this shoot, I think the point I was trying to make was that YSL, I have never had anything designer on my body like that,
You should
honey.
treat yourself. You should treat
But baby,
yourself.
I had on a YSL skirt, and I think it was a 14 or 16, and I still felt attractive. I
Right.
still felt sexy because there's some, and we'll talk about this, there's still some body types. Like I still have a shape. I might
Hmm.
gain weight, but I still have a smaller waist. I still might, I still have
Right.
a shape. So even though the clothes were larger, in my mind and looking in the mirror, I still saw the same
Right.
person, which
Right.
made me feel confident. So let's talk a little bit about building up the confidence. So now, what do you feel like has been the biggest challenge with your style clients?
The biggest challenge, well, like you said, definitely styling for your current size. They always feel like I can't find anything. I can't, I can't fit anything for this size. I don't like the way that I look. So what I normally do with my clients, we do like a checklist, a Femmetotale checklist. This checklist basically we go through what do you actually like about yourself? What do you admire about yourself? And sometimes my clients are like, nobody has ever asked me that. I don't know. So they start thinking of, oh, I like my legs. Oh, and they like their legs as is, or they're like, I like my arms. I like when I have a full glam face on. So I'm like, those are the things we're going to highlight. Whatever it is you love about yourself, we're going to highlight those things. We're going to use them. We're going to speak life back into you. We're going to say, all right, we're going to do a face. We're going to get dressed. We're going to put on that skirt. We're going to love our body for this moment right now. And it's going to work. And my clients, they love that because they're like, oh wow, okay, I didn't think that I could do this. And with the
Yeah.
encouragement obviously of having someone there with you, literally walking you step by step of what you can do to shape this mindset. And it's really just a mindset. It really is
Mhm.
just how you think of yourself, how you view yourself, and wanting to change your language and how you speak about yourself.
Yeah, I know when you first started out back in the day, you were doing wardrobe audits.
Yes.
And what did you see? Like you found that people had more clothes than they thought, right? They had more
They did.
options. They had
Right.
more options that they thought. What are some things that popped out in people's wardrobe that they were able to use?
That they were things that popped out. Let's see. Jackets, things that they thought were not trending or not, that's why I say with statement pieces. A lot of my clients have statement pieces and they did not know that. Even with you in your closet, we found some statement pieces, some gems, and you're like, I just gonna have to wear that. I thought this was a little dated. I didn't think this was. And I'm like, there are things that are fire that you can put on. You're like, oh my goodness, like I didn't, or you just don't know how to style it. I
Mhm.
have clients who have shoes that are like, what am I gonna wear this to? They need an occasion. I'm like, for life. You're dressing up for life. For what you are the occasion. You don't need a special event to go to
That
get
is
dressed
another thing
into.
too, right? Like we try to save our good stuff for this
No, we don't save
special
outfits.
moment.
Yes, no. We don't. We get dressed,
Keep it
okay?
in the
We get dressed,
plastic. Keep it in the plastic, baby, until
right?
that moment. What is that moment, you know?
Listen, we get dressed. We get dressed for Thanksgiving dinner downstairs in your dining room. We get dressed for every occasion of life because it is you're the moment. You are the moment.
Mhm.
You know.
Yeah. So when we talk about our creative professionals stepping, because I got a soft spot for my
You're
artists
creative.
and
Yes.
creative professionals. We're very unique and sensitive individuals,
Yes.
so when it comes to, and as an artist, we express ourselves through our art, and sometimes your clothing can come across as that type of expression.
Right.
So I did also want to make a point to say that, you know what, to attract luxury brands or high-end brands or high-end clients, you don't have to conform to a certain kind of look. I
Right.
think you just have to be the best version of
Of
yourself. What
yourself.
do you think about that?
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. I definitely agree. I feel like you have to tap into yourself, find that confident, find your personal style, what you like, not what is trending, not what another influencer is wearing or what you think, is nice on them, but it may not look nice on you, but you finding out what you like. You may like just neutrals. You may not even like bright colors. Like you figure out what
Mhm.
you like and you work with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're gonna wear black, we're gonna get all textured black. We're gonna get leather. We're gonna incorporate some sequins. We're gonna incorporate, there's so many different patterns and so many different textures that we can use to elevate your style and
Yeah.
whatever it is that you like. So it's just tapping in and finding out, what do you like? What do you
Mhm.
actually like, you know?
So, and I'm a big proponent of knowing your audience or knowing the brand that
Hmm.
you're looking to attract. So, for example, when we're having the conversation about conforming, and that is the worst thing that you could do. I've been there, done that, bought the sweater and the hat. It just becomes exhausting after a while.
Right.
I think you should want to have a client that reflects who you where you see yourself, where you want to
Right.
be,
Who
you
you
know?
aspire to be. Right. Right.
Exactly. So, because I talk a lot about high-end brands, I talk a lot about high-end clientele,
Hmm.
affluent clientele. And sometimes you might feel this need to conform into this business attire, these
Right.
button-ups or these blazers.
Yeah.
And yes, if you study the brands, if you want to work with brands and you want to have these kind of opportunities, you got to do your homework and
Right.
see what kind of energy, what kind of color palettes, what type of aesthetic.
Aesthetics.
And then you
Yes.
have to decide because I feel like people are so resistant. They're just so resistant. Okay, you're saying that you want to work with this brand or this kind of high end clientele, but yet you don't want to do what it takes. So maybe those are not your people.
Right.
Maybe those are not your people because we have a hard time accepting that it's not always about it's about us, but it's not all about us when we're in business. When
Right.
we're in business, we're here to service,
Serve.
provide
Yes.
service, and solve
Yes.
problems for our customer. So I
Right.
said that to say that in the beauty industry, we're one of the freest industries in a sense that you can rock tattoos, you can have
Right.
piercings, you can have different color hair, you
Hmm.
can wear leather, you can wear button ups, you can wear blazers or not.
Many different ways to express yourself. Yes.
You can wear
Absolutely.
colors or
Right.
you cannot, but you just have to find that sweet spot of, okay, I feel like I'm not explaining myself properly. So if you're looking to work with a luxury brand, you don't necessarily have to conform because there's two things that they're going to want to cancel out, to balance it out.
Right.
Okay? You have to have the skill.
Yes.
Okay. If you have the skill and the knowledge and the expertise, a lot of brands are going to overlook. Let's say you have
Mhm.
the wild hair or the different
Right.
colors or the piercings or the tattoos or you dress a certain way. They will think like, wow, they will look at you like a piece of art.
What you're saying? Look good, sound good, and know what you're talking about.
Yes, girl, you're giving out the
That's it.
recipe, girl. You're giving out the recipe. You're giving out the recipe.
The
But
girls
yes,
need to know it works. It works.
it
Okay.
works,
Look.
it works, but I think the distinction I want to make is that you have to, and this is why I can't wait to teach my class. You just have to know the distinction between what they're looking for and what you bring to the table, like that sweet spot, so anyway, so the high-end brands, they would be looking for a certain look to meet their aesthetic. But if
Right.
you have the skill and you have the expertise, somehow that could be overlooked. But there are brands that are very like you have to look like you can if they pulled out their portfolio and they can drop you right in and you can blend right
Right.
in. So it's important to know that. So let's talk about dressing for your size. Let's talk about dressing. We talked a little bit about, dressing for the size that you're in now. But what
Mhm.
about shapes? What kind of challenges have you seen with your clients in terms of dressing for their shape or being flattering? Because tight is not always better, baby. Okay.
Right. This is true. This is true. And some of my clients do feel like, okay, maybe I can pull it off if fits this area, but doesn't fit this area. And I do believe in you just going that extra mile. And if you have to get it altered, get it altered. If you're a size 8 and you're like, I can do a 6. Like I can squeeze into get a size 8. And if you
Mhm.
have to just tailor it and fix it in certain places, then just do that. We definitely want to, whatever size you are, we're going to dress for that size. And we are going to make sure that we have proper undergarments. That is very important. I teach my clients that. That would also help you, you know, to shape you out. Or if you feel like there are certain parts you don't want to expose, proper undergarments, proper
Mhm.
bras, proper, Spanx if you need to. Those things will definitely help you just boost that confidence, and you can be able to wear what you actually want to wear that
Yeah.
fits your size.
I agree. I agree. I just keep having this reoccurring thought about really showing up for yourself and using your wardrobe and your style to really amplify. How can That's the point that I really want to make, that your fashion statement can amplify who you are on the inside. I think that again, that artist mentality is kind of take it or leave it kind of thing, but
Hmm.
your look can amplify what's on the inside. I've seen
Right.
this happen. So let's say, for example, you go to
I'm sorry. I do believe that it's also how you view yourself. So how you view your current self and your future self. So if you feel like, my future self is on, we're in on a yacht, we're doing this, we're doing photo shoots every other day, where, if you create this look in your head and you're like, this is how I want to look, you're gonna
Mhm,
do things to prepare for that. You're gonna
mhm,
get your wardrobe, whatever it is, like whether you're gonna throw out some things, hire a stylist. You're gonna do certain things so that you can achieve that look for your future self.
mhm,
So I think it's also starting with what you want, who you aspire to be, and start doing the work to attain that.
mhm. Tell me a little bit more about that. Go a little bit. Who who you say that again?
So what you want
What
and
you
who
want?
you yes, what you
What do
want.
you
What do you
want?
want
So
out of
what would be an example of what you want?
what I want to be a supermodel. I want to
Okay.
model.
Mhm.
So now, me saying that I want to model, what am I going to do to show that I can model, that I can actually do this? I'm going to
Mhm.
do photo shoots. I'm going to put myself out there. I'm going to network. I'm going to be in different rooms where I'm showing that I'm walking in confidently, showing that I can do this. I can model. I can, dress the part. I can look the part. So I feel like if you have that mindset that I'm already there, it's happening, this is what works for what I feel like works for me. Like I feel like I
Mhm.
have that mindset. I want to do this. I want to see myself styling a TV segment. What am I going to do to achieve that? I'm a walking billboard. I speak the language. I'm speaking the language. I'm going to show up like it. I'm going to, tweak my own wardrobe. I'm going to do certain things that is going to lead me to that path of styling on a TV segment. More photo shoots. I'm going to do maybe creative shoots. I'm going to use my platform, whether Instagram, whichever one, to show that I am ready to be a TV stylist.
Mhm.
I'm ready to do a TV segment. I'm ready to show women, men, how to show up like their best selves.
Mhm.
So I'm going to do things to achieve that, to look
So you
that
said
part.
show what you know, go what you want.
Know what you want.
Know what
Yes.
you want.
Mm-hmm. And then to just maybe lose it. Know what you want, and also to start doing the things to achieve that. Start looking
Mhm.
that part, whether going back into your wardrobe, taking things out, sitting down with yourself, like, okay, what does this, thing that I want, what does it look like? How do I see myself achieving it?
How do I see myself? I think that's what I wanted to pull out. How do I see myself? That's the key. That's what I
Right.
was trying to get to. How do I see myself? Going back to that self image.
Right.
So it takes a
But
little visualizing, actually.
it
You
does.
have,
But I also, what I wanted to, I went off. What I wanted to highlight was that it's a mindset. It's how you talk to yourself, how you say, I am beautiful. I am this, I am that. Whatever you think of yourself, it's going to manifest in who you want to become.
mhm.
And which
Yeah,
is the best version of yourself. I think all
right.
the girlies can relate and say they want to be the best version of themselves, but they just don't know how to go about that,
But let's talk about that visualizing, because I like that, because that's a little out of the box, right? Because like we're talking about fashion and like showing up, and how can we use a tool like visualization to help to amplify our journey and our
Mm-hmm.
process. And I didn't even think about that, because I think we just do it second nature. I think both of
Right.
us do that. We kind
Right.
of just, you visualize. Okay, so for example, um I'm doing a class, I'm doing a stage presentation or something like that. The first thing I do before I could even think about what style I'm doing is, what
Mm-hmm.
am I going to look like on stage? I call you, like, if I get inspired, I'm texting you, I'm calling you, and
Yes.
I'm like, I see myself.
Right.
Because you have to see yourself first. What is the highest and best version of you look like?
What does that
So
look
I'm
like? Right.
so glad you brought that up. That's so important. It ties into fashion, but it ties into life, it ties into business. So you have to, when we talk about self-image, it's
Right.
not just that, that kind
It's
of woo
not
woo stuff.
surface. It's
It's
not.
not just,
Yes.
it's not that. It's
Right.
almost a physical, literal thing of seeing yourself, like a picture, like a movie.
Right.
So when I get an opportunity to be able to speak on stage, or to even teach in a salon or in a classroom, before I come up with curriculum, it's so strange. I got to see what I look like. I
Right.
see myself walking into the room. Am I walking in with
Right. You have to look in the
am I
right. Look in
walking
the
in with
part.
a suit? Am I walking in with a suit? Am I giving power?
Yes.
Am I
Yes.
giving ponytail with this suit?
Right.
Because it's like, how do I want to be received by my audience?
Right.
And I think that's the point that I was trying to make. But that missing piece was the visualization. You
How
have
you
to,
see
when we
yourself.
say see yourself, when we say see
Literally.
yourself,
Literally.
like
Yes.
literally
Yes.
see
How do
yourself.
you,
And that's kind
what's
of,
the theme? What are you giving? What energy are you giving? How are you walking in? How are you, all of
yeah.
that. Yes.
So that's the missing piece. Because even if you're punk rock, or even if you're emo, or even if you're business casual, or even if you wear all black, or even if you're a leather girl, or
Eccentric.
if you're a
Right.
sequin
Right.
girl, you have to say, when I show up in this room, how do I want to see myself? How do I see the best version of me? And
Right.
you may not realize it, but we've all been able to visualize what that is.
Absolutely.
We've all been
Absolutely.
able, you probably don't realize you're doing it, but if you, I mean, it might just be me, but if I go to a concert, if I go to something very inspiring, I'm looking at them and I'm saying, man, if I was there, maybe because that's my dream to be on, it's my dream to be on stage, but I'm like, if I was there, I think I would want to have my hair in a ponytail, and then have this
Right.
shirt, and then have this pants. So
You
by the
have it
time,
down packed. I bring this back to like the first day of school. Like you first day of school. I remember myself. I can speak for myself that I would lay out my whole outfit on the bed down to
yes,
my. I'm putting everything: my socks, my sneakers, my underwear, my little training bra. I'm putting
she
everything
said her trainer
out.
bar, girl.
Everything out on the bed of what I want to look like on the first day of school, the energy that I'm going to give, that I want you to know that I am ready to tackle this year, that I am not playing,
Oh
that I'm
my
about my
God. You
business.
are, let me tell you something. You are on fire right now. From the visualization to the first day of school analogy, how many of us oh my gosh, I just got like goosebumps. How many of us can relate to this first day of school?
Right.
So we were visualizing, even
We
as kids.
were. Yes. Yes.
Even as kids, like, oh, my first day of school, I want to have this. And
Yes. You
who
have
cannot
your
relate
book bag
to
ready,
that?
your supplies, everything ready, and you're just like, you can't wait till the morning. You're ready.
This
Yes.
is how we need to show up.
Yes.
First day of school.
First day of school.
First day of school. And
First day of school.
let's say you didn't have the means to, have that proper first day of school experience. You still know what you wish you had.
Right.
You still
Right.
know what you wish you had. You
Right.
wish you had the backpack. You wish you had the supplies. You wish you had the outfit. You wish your
Right.
hair was done. Even if you couldn't afford the first day of school, we all knew what it was
You
to have
still
a
had a
fresh,
visual of what you, yes, of what you
fresh
want.
uniform, fresh,
Right.
whatever your thing
Everything.
was.
Everything.
That
Yes.
is so crazy. Yeah. So when we think about showing up, and in school, we had different groups, right? We had the Caribbean group that wore what they wore. We had the
Right.
natural group. We had the feminine ladies,
Mm-hmm.
girls. I remember in school, the girls were wearing dresses and shoes even young, like they were very feminine. I guess
Right.
their parents dressed them that way.
Girl, like
Or
skirts and things. Yes.
or the girlies
High
with the
socks.
baggy
Yes.
clothes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the 90s style is in right now. I love this first day of school, and now I'm still in that. I'm still in that. I'm like, I am stealing that because it can be applied to every everywhere we show up.
Right.
Everywhere we show up could be that moment, you know?
That's the process that I was talking about. The process that you're going through to show up, whether you're
Yeah.
showing up to an interview, you're showing up to a speaking engagement, wherever you're showing up to, you're doing the work. You're doing everything behind the scenes that people don't see, and they just see you the day of. Like, how did you get here? And you're like,
Yeah.
I laid my clothes out. I ironed them last night. I
Yeah.
did this. I did that, a little extra this. I got my hair done early in the week, or whatever you did to show up, and it's gonna show. You know what I mean? The
Yeah.
energy it's gonna give that. Whatever theme you had in your head, like, I want to look like this tomorrow on stage, it's gonna show.
Yeah. So I want to talk a little bit about the various mediums, like platforms. So
Mm-hmm.
this is how we show up in person. I don't really think there's a huge difference between how we show up in person and how we show up online.
Right.
I think it's kind of, let me tell you, I sprayed perfume before this podcast.
Absolutely. 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 I am
There's
one.
no difference. There's no
Listen,
difference.
I am one. Before I go to bed, I definitely do a little spritz. I want to sleep like, listen, and my husband's looking like, are you serious? I'm like, yes, I want to smell good. I want to smell good while I am sleeping.
That
Listen,
is funny. I never heard that before.
I do. Okay, I lotion. You would have thought that this. God forbid me my last name. I don't know. I lotion everything. I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go to sleep now. Spray a little, and that's it. And then
That's so
I wake
cute.
up different though. I wake up like, like, oh my goodness. Like, I went to a spa and I did it, but I just took a little extra care of
But that's how I
myself.
feel too. When I do a good nighttime routine,
Yes.
baby,
You
and you
when you
pull the
put
little cover,
all the serums, your oily. What? You
you
wake
feel
up
like you
like,
just, yeah. And I just
no,
go,
it's
and when the
true.
first thing I do when I wake up, I touch my skin. I'm just like, ooh,
You feel it feels
is this
yes.
still moisturized? Is this still
Yes.
moisturized? That's so cute.
Absolutely.
So online versus in person, I want to say that, you know what, when you show up online, I think there's a little bit of a confusion or challenge. There's a little roadblock there too about showing up online.
Hmm.
And I think that you have to just be the same. You have to
Right.
have
I
that
absolutely
moment. Um,
show
but
up as your authentic self. However you
show up
are
as
in
your
person,
authentic self.
you show up the same way online. You don't want to be someone different. You're gonna, however if you're gonna do the extra beat, do it online. In person, do it online too. You're gonna add whatever it is that you're doing to show up, and how you're communicating with your audience, and how you're serving them. You want to show up the same way. You want the
Consistency.
language the language to be the same. Yes, consistency. Absolutely.
Consistent.
Yeah.
And I just told you about a revelation I had right before we got on this podcast. And I said my life is literally about to change after today if I don't punk out, because I be having these like these revelations, but when it really
Mm-hmm.
hits you that something could change, it's a little scary, right? Because it's
Right.
like, this might be uncomfortable, but I know this is my normal. It's uncomfortable, but it's
Right.
predictable. It's a very predictable uncomfortable.
Right.
So the revelation I had after watching a video was that, your brand, yes, that word, we didn't say the word brand in this whole conversation, so let's talk about brand.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, your
You are the
brand.
brand. Yes.
You are your brand.
Yes.
But even deeper than that, everything has to match your brand. Everything has to match your brand. That's why I say that no matter if you are in person or online, Your messaging should be the
It's a
same.
package deal, right?
Your
It should be.
look should be the same. The quality should be the same. Even the prices, your prices, the quality, how you show up, your messaging, it has to be the same. But why I say that is because I had the epiphany that, oh my goodness, there's some, if you're not getting the success that you want for yourself or for your students, it's because something is out of alignment with your thoughts, your words, or your actions.
Right. What you're doing.
And
Process. The process.
the process, the thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
the words, and the actions. And I said, I get it now. I think I got a hard head. You know what I'm saying? I got a hard head, but I think I got it now. But
Mm-hmm.
it's a big deal because I know that once I lock in on it, baby, it's done.
Unstoppable.
And I'll just give you an example of being out of
Mm-hmm.
alignment. So out of our mouth, we are saying that we want to be successful. We
Mm-hmm.
want to show up as our best self. We want to look good. We want to
Right.
feel good. Out of our mouth, we're saying that.
Right. But
We want to
the
be
look.
wealthy and we
Right.
want to be successful. Our mouth is saying that, right? Our words.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Our thoughts are saying, I really want this. I really want to be successful.
Right.
I want to look up. Your thoughts are saying that too.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
But guess what's off sometimes?
What you're actually doing.
What you're actually doing is
Yeah.
out of alignment. So, for
Mm-hmm.
example, something simple as how you leave your house. How you leave your house.
I have I have something to say about that.
Come on, sis. Come on.
How you leave your house. So since I always have to bring back to when I was young, because this is what made me who I am today. My mom always told me to make sure that my panties were intact, that I didn't have any holes, that, God forbid something happened to me and I needed some aid or anything, that they would not see my no good panties. And that stuck with me. And I don't use it just for that. I use it just for everything in life.
Right.
When I'm
It's
walking
like
out,
it translates itself
it
into
did to
different
like
things.
to being a woman now. I'm like, okay, it's not my panties now. Now it's maybe how I'm speaking. Maybe it's just the language that I'm using, how I'm showing up, what I'm wearing. Is this appropriate? Is it whatever it is? Like however it is that I see myself, am I actually doing those things to head in that direction? And when I say it sticks with me, it's unbelievable, because even going to church, doing different things, I'm always thinking of, okay, I know where I'm going. I know this location. Okay, do I wear this? Do I wear that? Like how am I talking? How is my mindset for the day? So all of that, I do feel like plays a major part.
Yeah. Leaving the house. So
How you leave the house.
that was a trigger, honey. That was like, whoa. It's a trigger for me because I'm gonna be honest. I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest. If I am not working,
You
if
just
I'm not working on my way to work,
mm-hmm.
coming back from work, or working, you would not recognize me.
Right.
You would not
But
recognize me.
I will say this though, I think people do construe, where they think that it has to be dressed. Like you have to look this however you normally look. And sometimes it's just
That's
looking polished.
overwhelming. That's intimidating. That's
It is.
overwhelming and intimidating.
But I feel like it's just looking polished, like looking clean. You don't have to do a full face. You could have just wore a sweatsuit, but it was clean. It was
Mhm.
nicely, it wasn't wrinkled. So you wore a really nice jacket. You did your hair. You took off your scarf. You didn't walk out with the scarf. You took it off. You put some chapstick on, some lip gloss on. So it doesn't take much. It doesn't have to be a full on glam, but you took pride in that moment because you don't know who you're gonna see when you walk out.
You
So
don't know who you're going to see. Oh my gosh. You don't know who you're going. Oh my God. I don't know what's into you tonight, baby. We definitely invited the Holy Spirit in right before.
won't he do it?
You never know. Everything you're saying right now is hitting. It's hitting. It's hitting. It's hitting. You never know who you're going to see when you leave the house.
Yes.
Why is that important? Why is that important? Oh my gosh, where do I start? Where do I start? And I'm preaching to myself right now.
Right.
Where do I start? It's because our blessings come from people. The angels, the blessings, they come through people.
Right.
Okay? So by you saying you never know who you're going to run into,
your client, right?
On the way out, it can be the blessing, and the thing you're praying for could be the thing that you're missing.
Right.
Because let me tell you something. When you put together, you in everybody's face, baby.
Baby.
You making eye contact.
Woo, baby.
You at the register making eye contact.
Yes.
You just all of a sudden have a charm. You're friendly, right? But when you're not feeling yourself, you're hiding. I mean, for me.
Yes.
For
no,
me.
this is true. Right.
I put on the baseball cap. I don't want anybody to see me. I'm looking ashy.
You're walking fast. You're walking past. Yes.
Yes. This is what I'm saying. So it's important. Like, I'm making the connection. You're right.
When you look good, you really do feel good. It shows. It boosts your confidence. You know,
yes.
It makes you feel like that little extra that you walk out. You're able to speak about your brand. You're able to speak about whatever it is that you're doing because it flows. You have the look. You know what you're talking about. You sound good. So that's
Listen, you keep saying my recipe. Baby, they got to pay for that. They got to pay for that. They got to pay. They got to pay.
It all ties together. But yes, definitely.
So, baby, you got to look. Okay. Let me talk about myself for a second. Let's talk about myself for a second.
Mm-hmm.
I will leave the house. I'm in the suburbs, okay? And that's not an excuse because that doesn't mean that everybody in the suburbs. You get a little lazy and comfortable, okay?
Right.
The supermarket is not too far. The pharmacy is not too far.
Right.
The gym is not too far. You're not really bumping into you drive everywhere, right? Out here. You drive from your house to the parking lot, you're in the space or whatever. I got comfortable and I put no effort. I put zero effort into what I like I said, if I'm not working on my way to work or coming back from work,
right,
you're not going to recognize me. And part of being in alignment with your brand. Now I see why preachers be doing that.
A word.
I didn't get it.
A word. Yes.
I didn't get it until tonight. This is why we do that, right?
Yes.
Because you're feeling it.
Something good's coming. It's coming. Something good's
coming. You feel that message coming on.
Yes.
But if you are not in alignment with your brand, and your brand is not just your business, your brand is who you represent when you when you leave your house, when you're just with yourself. If you're not in alignment with your brand, it's not going to work. You're not going to grow. You're not going to feel comfortable.
You're not going to reach the highest version of yourself.
And you're going to feel unsettled. You're going to feel unsettled. You're going to feel very unsettled. Like something is off. I know I should be doing more. Something is off.
Right.
Okay. Right. But being in alignment with your brand, how you're showing up, how you're leaving the house. If you're not doing it when you leave your house, you're out of alignment.
Right.
Something simple as that. So I want to talk about that. Let's talk about this leaving the house that started this whole, this whole rabbit hole, going deep, deep, deep into this rabbit hole. How you leave your house, because it speaks to me. And that's one of the areas that I want to work on in this transformative period in my life, is leaving the house when I'm not going to work. So it's not about I have to put on a suit everywhere I go.
No,
it's not about I have to wear a full face of makeup everywhere I go. It's not about that. It's just, come on, take a little pride on how you look when you leave the house. Like I can,
you are your brand. You are your brand. You're a walking
no matter what.
Yes.
And it's like
even in the supermarket. Yes.
You know what word just came to me? Integrity. Integrity. You're out of integrity, because integrity means that you're going to do the right thing even when no one's watching.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to say is you only want to do the right thing when people are watching.
Right.
No, you're you're out of integrity with your brand.
Yeah,
That's deep. You see what I'm saying?
that was a word. That
Baby,
was a
I
word.
know when it's happening. I
No,
know when it's
that was
happening.
the word.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So I've been out of integrity with my brand. So if we're talking about, and let me tell you, I was talking about like,
I'm sorry, this came to it. You want people to trust you. You know what I mean? I feel like you have to trust yourself. You have to trust this process. You have to trust that, okay, maybe I might not see anybody when I walk out. I might not, but in case I do, am I ready? Do I have this thing, or do I have this elevator pitch, this elevator, am I ready for that encounter? Am I ready to meet whoever, or even if I have to practice, even if that's not my client and it's just someone, I can practice. I can be like, this is not who I'm looking for. This is not
but do
my audience.
you know your very presence inspires people?
Yes. Yes.
Just your very presence, even if they
Yes.
don't say anything to
Yes.
you,
Yes.
they may glance you and say,
Who
"Oh,
is
I gotta
that?
get," huh?
Who is that? Who is
They'll
that?
say,
I
"Who
wonder who
is
that
that?" Or
is.
they'll say, "Oh, I like that red lip."
Right.
So you may not make the connection, but that red lip caused a transaction,
Conversation starter. Yes.
right?
Yes. Yes.
So being out
But
of
when
integrity.
you're hiding behind your baseball cap, I can't make eye contact with you. We don't even make eye contact.
Listen, so let's talk a little
We
bit
gotta
about,
stop hiding. We gotta stop
let's talk a
hiding.
little bit. And this is all fashion. Isn't that crazy? This is all fashion. This whole conversation is still fashion.
Right.
It's still fashion. So you leave your house. I would take one of Paul's hoodies. I would like whatever is in my arm's reach. It's
Right.
embarrassing. It's really, I mean, it's embarrassing. It's really, really embarrassing what to really say. And it's relatable though. It's
Right.
relatable. It's
Right. We
relatable.
all been there. We've all been
I will take one of my husband's hoodies. I will not even try to match it. Whatever sweatpants I had on.
there.
You're lucky if my socks match. And thank goodness my sneakers are black, so they just always are okay. I have my little famous fanny pack that I take
The fanny
everywhere,
pack. The fanny pack.
everywhere,
Yes.
everywhere, everywhere.
The
Okay,
fanny pack.
and I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Like I've been thinking it was okay up till now to
Right.
do that because nobody
We'll
will
see.
see me.
See you. Who's gonna
But
see me? It's
but
it's such a
integrity.
such a quick drive. It's such a I'm just going here. I'm just going there. I'm just walking out. So
So
yeah.
right, so let's talk about, okay, so we know obviously that there are staples when we staple pieces or statement pieces when we go to work or if we're presenting or if
Right.
we're doing a video online. We know that there's statement pieces, but are there staple or statement pieces for just your everyday hit the road?
Yes.
Tell us about
Yes.
that.
What and this could be personal style, like whatever it is that you like, but a good tracksuit. If you like hoodies, a good set, a nice set would work for you. Like a matching set, like with a a matching set would work for you. One that fits you, one that is not oversized, would work for you. Even if you want to do a hat, there are some really nice hats. Take your hair down. Look how beautiful your hair is now. Keep your hair down, wear the hat. Hello, curls, whatever it is. You can use your personal style. If you want to be comfortable, it is okay to be comfortable. I am not telling you to go buy, just going to the supermarket clothes. No, but you just have to look presentable. You just have to look like if somebody stopped you or if you had an encounter with anyone, you would be able to, your brand would show.
But
Your
what
brand
we're
would show.
also saying is not just the encounters, it's also the ones you're avoiding.
That too. Yes.
That's
Yes.
the part.
The
That's
ones
what
you're
really
hiding
stuck
from.
out.
Right. The ones you're hiding from, right. Because we do play small. We're like, you don't want to see, you want to be in and out. We're always like in and out. You want to be, so yes. It's very important. It is.
So you're saying
So
a matching,
a
I cut you off. I'm
matching
sorry.
a matching sweatsuit would be, for you would be ideal. For anyone that just wants to run out, and one that fits, one that's clean, one that smells good. You just washed it. Take out your hair. If you had a wrap, take it
Brush
out.
your hair. Brush your
Yes, brush
hair.
it.
If
But
if the wrap doesn't come out, when does the wrap come down? If it never comes down?
right, right. Take the wrap down. Wear a nice coat. It's getting cold outside. Wherever you are, wear a nice coat. If brush your eyebrows. You don't even have to. This does not have to do with makeup. This is just just personal hygiene. Just how you're showing up. If you just woke up, brush your teeth.
Hmm.
Little things like that. And wear chapstick, moisturize, put some lotion on, just things like that, you feel comfortable enough to speak to anyone. You feel comfortable enough that you can hold a conversation and not
Oh my
feel
gosh,
small.
that's it. If you don't feel comfortable bumping into, let's put a person on it. Put a
Yes.
person. Who would it be? For some people, it's their ex. Some people,
I'm
some
gonna say,
people.
or somebody from high school. Somebody from high school, you're like, oh, you don't want to say hi or run into them. So yeah, if you whoever you're running into, if you happen to run into your ex, like you just said, we do run from our ex. I do. I know I do. If you, if you happen to run into X, you'd be able to stand and say hello without feeling small, without
Yeah.
feeling like, oh my gosh, not today. Like today's not the day. Like you won't feel that
So
way. So
even if you're
yeah,
not glammed up, who is that person that you're just like, oh my God, if they see me, I'm gonna like crawl into a corner. So
right.
for some people it's their ex, for some people it's their old classmates
Old
or
classmates, old
or
coworkers,
old
colleagues.
co-workers, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So what level can I get to that if I bump into one of these people, I'm all right? You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I would say for me personally, I got to, because sometimes with this natural hair, because if it's not blown out like this, I'll have a protective style, which would be like 6 dookie big plait braids. I'll pull
Mm-hmm.
them back. I'll be looking like Celie from Color Purple. Shout out to Color Purple, dropping on Christmas Day. You guys go out
Hello.
and support. I'm acting like a big show right now, right? Like, go support Color Purple. Go see my girls. Anyway, I'm looking like Celie from Color Purple with my plaits. I think it's because it takes work to get the hair braided down.
Right.
But if
Right.
I am making the effort to leave my house, we got to find ways. We got to
Find
find ways doing
something.
that. So
And
for
if it's
me,
not makeup, I'm sorry, Coach, if it's not makeup that you're
yeah.
gonna do your hair, a couple of extra minutes. Take your unbraid your hair, take your
Yeah.
wrap out, or if you feel more comfortable, wear a cute hat. There are cute, pieces that you could include that doesn't have to take away from, maybe you want to keep your style in for a little longer, or you don't want, you're not ready to take it out. There are other ways that you can elevate your look.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. So, how we leave our house. So, we're talking about how we leave our house for life. We talked about how
Mhm.
we leave our life, how we leave our house for business, how we
Business.
leave our house as a brand. It really just starts in the mind. It starts
It
in the
does.
mind and how you see yourself
You see
and
yourself, yes.
how you want to show up, right? All right,
Trusting
so
that process.
let's talk about photos.
Hmm.
Let's talk about it. So we talked about online and offline. That's pretty much the same.
Right.
Online, we're going to show up as our best self. In person, we're going to show up as our best self in videos. But let's talk about professional photos. I
Mhm.
feel that as a brand, the one of the fastest ways to elevate yourself in the public perception is great photos.
Yes. Yeah.
Great photos.
Yes.
Now, I'm looking at pages sometimes. You got to look at pages for inspiration, not comparison, guys. You can look at pages for inspiration. And
Right.
you can see there was this one girl, this marketing girl that I started to follow. And I was watching a video of her from 6 months ago and then a video of her now. And what changed my perception of her. If I met her 6 months ago, maybe I wouldn't want to do business with her.
Mm.
Seeing her now,
Her
six
pictures have
months
changed
later,
her.
That is the power of good photos.
Right.
And what makes a good photo? Obviously, it's going to be hair and makeup,
Right.
but it's going to be what you have on. So let's talk
Right.
about how we can show. First of all, on a basic level, you need to have professional headshots.
Yes, absolutely.
So, what are some things that they can wear? Because I know you styled me for my last set of headshots.
Mm-hmm.
How do you come up with what you're going to wear on these headshots?
Okay, so I do think there should be a theme. I do think that however you see your highest self, if you're saying, I want to look like a boss, so you want to exude boss in your pictures. Obviously, there are no words in your pictures, so I have to look at it and say, oh, wow, that's a boss. So the way that you're dressed, whether it be a blazer, a structured dress, or a pantsuit situation, how you have your hair set up, how you posing even, because I also do creative directing for photo shoots as well. So how
Okay,
you pose and how how what story you're trying to tell through your photos.
I
So
love
it's going
that.
to
So
match you with your
the photos, you're absolutely right. Your photos are telling a story. So we
story.
got to always trace that back to the consistency of your brand. What
Yes.
message do you want your audience to know about you? What
Right.
story? Because they say a picture is worth 1,000 words. They're forming an opinion and they're forming a story about you. If you can set an intention for what you want them to think about you, what
Right.
is that going to be? So how
Right.
are you going to show up as that? So, what, let's say you want to um, have a luxury, powerful look for your headshots. How are some ways they can show up?
A luxury look on a budget or a luxury look
Let's
with
give them a little high-low situation.
okay. Um it honestly depends on the look. I love a structured situation where the sleeves are either bell, they come out a little longer, or the shoulder pads. There are different things in your outfit that could show. It doesn't even have I'm not even talking about brand just yet, but just how your outfit is structured says a lot. So if you have a shoulder pad situation going, or you may have a patch like a blazer with a specific pattern, or something that has a patch on it, we could already tell, oh, you're not playing. Like what's
Mhm.
that? What's that brand? What's that designer or what have you? So it's just having a stylist,
Mhm.
no pressure,
Get
but
a coach. Get a coach.
yes, definitely having a coach that can walk you through what your story is, like how you want to tell the story, picking out the perfect pieces to tell your story. And if it's whether it would be luxury or whether it be you just want some, you want to be incognito, you don't want to do too much, you don't be so bold, or however it is, we want to make sure we tell that story. And
Mhm.
with using luxury pieces, I definitely think that or any pieces for that matter, because honestly, as I said, I shop everywhere, absolutely everywhere, and people think that it's $1 million, and it's not. So I think it's just picking out quality pieces that bring out the best of you. If you're gonna show excellence, and we want to make sure that your pictures show that, your
Yeah.
brand, everything is consistent, it's in alignment. And having great headshots, that it's a start, definitely.
I think that you also want to take into account your inspiration and your brand colors and
Mm-hmm.
the look and
The
feel of your
theme.
brand
This is
again.
the
So
whole,
the theme,
yeah,
right?
the
To
theme,
have that
the
theme.
theme, the
So
story, whatever script. Mm-hmm.
for me, it's black, white, and gold, or neutral palettes. But you'll see me pop off with some a hot pink from time to
Or
time,
red,
or
or a red to, yes,
yes.
yes,
So, that doesn't mean you have to be locked in, but your
right,
headshot is going to say a lot about you. So, let's say you are my students currently are looking for high-end clients or brand opportunities or brand deals. So, this headshot, they haven't met you yet,
right,
right? So what is this headshot saying? Is it
right.
saying that she's fun, she's serious, she's an
Mm-hmm.
expert? Like, you don't have to just wear a lab coat to be an expert. Your
Right,
clothing can say that about you. But I
right,
think for the headshots, you definitely want to get your hair and your makeup done. I think in the
absolutely.
beginning, if you are on a low budget, It's something that you can do from a high quality phone or something like that
Yes.
with a nice solid background for now. With AI, if
Right.
with AI right now, if you take a photo of yourself with a plain background,
They
you
can
could
add it to.
literally like switch out your background. They're
Yeah.
even switching out outfits for you, you know? So
Well,
if
look at
you're
that.
working, yeah, yep. I did something like that on my page. It wasn't a good AI app, but it changed like 4 outfits for me. I think you
Mm.
saw it. It's the when I
Oh,
had on,
with Girl Activate, the
yes.
different colors. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
So the AI was able to change that around. So you can do things on a budget, but essentially, ideally, you want to have high res, high quality photos that represent you. It can be
Right.
on a solid background with your nice outfit. Keep in mind your brand colors, okay? When you are doing your headshots.
uh, a professional photographer, if that's
Yes,
something that you want to invest in, that can also, because even if you don't have, the right look, or if you don't feel so confident about your look, but you're like, you know what, I'm ready to do this, I want to do this today, having a professional photographer that can do some really good edits and make you, highlight some areas in the outfit that you're wearing, make it a little more pronounced, that also goes
yes.
a long way.
Yeah. And you could do the solid, or if you want to, venture to be outside and
Add some
outdoors,
color.
you
Yes.
can have, a nice nature feel to it, or
Right.
a street style. Like, let your theme, like Tabitha said, let your theme, it's got to be a theme. It's got to be telling a story. So if you're the street style girl, if you're that London fashion,
Right.
Paris fashion, New York street
Your
style,
headshot
let
should.
it
Yeah.
just let it tell that story.
Right.
But not for nothing. And we're talking aspirational, because we can't just talk to people on the level that can't afford it. We got to let them see what it looks like when you can afford it. So when
Hmm.
you, and because you need something to work toward, you know what I
Right.
mean?
Right.
And the highest level, and that's what I'm working toward right now, is to be able to, well, I have the luxury of having a style coach, so we're going to map out the look. I have a
Hmm.
regular makeup artist that I use. I can do my own hair. I can have one of my girlfriends do my hair. But I want the ultimate photo shoot. I want the ultimate photo shoot that's just, it's past boss now. It's past
Right.
this boss level.
Right.
It's like a personality level. Like, you know what
Right.
I mean? I want to,
Visualizing the yes.
yeah, I want
Yes.
to just transcend that, so that when you see my photos and you see my videos, you stop and look and you just say, like I can be, there's no difference between me and the people that I look up to.
Right.
That's the level of quality that I'm looking to aspire to. So we got to
Hmm.
tell the girlies about, yes, we want to tell you about a budget, but baby, keep your eyes,
Right. On the prize. On
keep
the
your eyes
prize.
on the prize, right?
Yes. Hmm.
All right. So with photo shoots, basically you're choosing your colors based on your theme.
Your
All
theme, the
right.
story that you want to tell, what your brand, what your brand, so your even your mission, like rereading your mission and knowing what you stand for, what you want to, how you want to illustrate, like how you want to show up in these photos. So that's definitely very important.
Oh, we have a question.
Are there?
Are there limits to color clothing to be worn by persons varying in complexions? Oh, that's a great question.
That is a good
I didn't even think
question.
about that.
There
Right?
are there are colors. I mean, I go through that as a style coach for my clients, like different color palettes and what matches their skin complexion. So that does play a part. I would say that is important, especially if you are doing a headshot. You do want to make sure that the colors that you are wearing are complementing your complexion. So
So
that
what would you
is
say? I mean, do you have examples of? So, for example, I feel like when you, um, I know there are lighter skinned people that might get washed out with some
right.
neutral colors, whereas darker skinned people, pops of color looks really good on them. Like you can see that contrast, but there's no rule of thumb, right?
There,
It's
there
kind of
is,
just,
but I do, like I said, a color analysis would be the best way to, if you have a style coach, if you're looking into doing headshots or taking professional photos, to have someone there to help you analyze like what colors will look best on you. Doing a color analysis would be best.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how I sound like a broken record, but with each episode, I'm like, how was I wasting so much time without a coach in all these various areas of my life? I tried to figure out business. I tried to figure out finance on my own.
Mhm.
I tried to figure out fashion on my own. Like having you on set, having you telling you my vision and then having you pull the clothes.
It makes your
It's
life
a, di-
easier.
it's not just easier. It's it's a different
It's
level of
helping you show
confidence.
up, but it's helping you show up though. I am
It's
helping you, and you know, God, what were you
it's a
gonna say?
different level of confidence. That's all I have to say. It's
Hmm.
like I don't it takes away of the insecurity too.
You
I
don't
just
limit.
I can't put it
You
into
don't limit
words,
yourself. You're not limiting yourself.
you know,
And as far
because
as
I see people that are styled and people if you don't there are people who have a natural ability to dress themselves.
hmm
I have it a little. I have it a little, but thank God for Zara because I feel like, and Zara is not, I'm not being affiliated or compensated by Zara, okay? But you find your store. You find your store where you feel like the best version of you. And
right,
and Zara is one of those stores for me. It's not for everybody. Some people can't stand that store, okay?
right,
But and I can go in there and on a fundamental level, on my level of styling, I can put a top with a pair of pants and even get shoes there too,
right.
you
Everything.
know?
Mhm.
So there's some people that have a natural styling gift to put things together. But you can tell the shoots that have been styled and you can tell the shoots where people did it themselves.
Right,
It's a game changer. It elevates, it takes your look from 5 to 10.
right,
It
right,
takes your look from 5 to beyond 10.
right.
Ladies,
And it
girlies,
eases
girlies,
the stress.
girlies.
Like, you're not wondering, can I wear this? Should I wear this color? Should I not? You have someone that can actually walk you through what, colors are appropriate, for you,
Yeah,
or what style is appropriate for the theme that you have, the
I'm
story you're trying to tell.
excited. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to my next shoot. I think one of my biggest challenges, if I could be completely transparent, is getting over myself. Like again, being in a public. First of all, being a public figure, we're once you're online, you're a public figure. I don't care if you just have 200 followers, 2,000 followers, 20,000 followers. Once you're
Mhm.
online as a business, you are a public figure.
Right.
And therefore, a lot of your wins and losses are public if you choose to do
Public.
so, which is the
Right.
best way to do it if you're trying to grow your personal brand. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, I had my healthy kicks, I have my foodie kicks, I have my, and I think
Mhm.
going through that publicly can be a little bit there's a little and I shouldn't feel that, but a little shame tied to it.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
then, because I was snatched, honey.
Baby.
At some point you were like, you could stop now. Remember you said that?
Yes.
You were like, you good. You can stop
Yes.
now. If you
Yes.
never lose another pound, you'll be all right. Stop.
Yes.
But um that transition of shopping for my size now, that's the hurdle, right? To be honest, I should have been updated my headshots. I should have
Mhm.
been up. I'm still using headshots from 2022, the beginning of
The
22.
last the last photo shoot that we did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we need to be updating that. We want to get to seasonal.
Right.
We want to get to every quarter. We're update. Of course, there are classic headshots,
Right.
that are timeless. But if you're a content creator and you're building your brand, your personal brand online, you need photos that are going to represent you on a regular basis.
That's
So
true.
I'm
Yeah.
long overdue and I definitely going to need help showing up for that. I
Got
definitely
you. I
at
got you.
my size, at my current
Yeah.
size.
Right.
And it's where I can still, like that YSL moment that I had during Black History Month, which they gifted me, by the way.
Ooh, let me
Baby,
see.
let me tell you what that did to my
Let me
closet.
see.
let me tell you what that did to my closet. You know,
Wow.
I'm not a designer girly.
Excuse me.
I am not a designer girly, but having that YSL in the garment bag,
You got me a teary eye. I'm like, why haven't I seen it? Like, let me see it.
yeah.
I got teary eye. I'm like, oh. Your
Baby,
YSL moment, your dreams came true.
it did. I didn't get to share that with you because that's another thing. I mean, we could talk about putting things out there, right?
Right.
If you speak it into existence, so to speak, and I realized that that was a brand that I connected with, and then I got gifted it. I was just like, this is incredible. But just feeling that piece made me feel it. I can't even put it into words because I felt confident, but I've also felt snatched. But then I was a thick girl. I was thick. I was representing the thick ones, you know.
It gave
But
what
it
it was
didn't
supposed to
take anything
give.
away. It didn't
Right.
take anything away, you know. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I want. That's what I want.
Okay. Let's make it
That is what
happen.
I want. So anyway,
All the
um,
videos.
you know, we can go on and on and on and on and on and on. But before we wrap up, I feel like we didn't get to talk about business. We talk a lot. Is this, you know, because this is for the girlies that are looking to take their life to the next level, but also their business to the next level. So
Right.
let's just quickly talk about um, what made you want to work with women in this way?
Oh wow. Okay. I first and foremost, I have a heart of service. I like servicing people and helping people and you know, tapping into your best self. Like I like that. I like the people around me elevating. And if you have a if I'm around and you tell me you have a goal or you have something that I don't know why I'm getting so emotional. Oh my god, this is like this
That's
is
what
it's
happens. Once
it's
it's
either the
on, it's
laugh
on.
or it's me. I don't know. This is good. But um
It's
I'm the type of
okay. It's
person
okay.
I
We're in the Girl Activate community, baby. It's a safe
no, I'm
space.
really getting emotional. This is crazy. Oh my goodness. No.
It's okay. It's all right.
I am that friend that likes to, I'm your biggest fan. I like to hype you up and I want you to reach your best potential. So I feel like because I have that heart, I want other people. Like if you don't have that group of friends or like that circle or a coach or a mentor, that you have someone else, a stylist who is looking out for you, who wants you to be your best self and who wants to see you grow and elevate and you know just shift your mentality and just have you show up better, you know. And I feel like I've always admired everyday people like the working moms, you know, the corporates. Like I admire them and I want them to look like celebrities. I want them to look, you know, give that luxury feel without having to break the bank, you know, if that's not what you're willing to do. So I admire that. I want them to experience that, not
Mhm.
just for an event, but your lifestyle. I want you to
Mhm.
show up that way and to feel like I can go in my closet and pick out anything. I didn't have to buy it, you know, before an event. That whole, oh, you have to buy an outfit for every event. No, I went right into my closet and I was able to find something. So yeah, that's it. Just
Yeah.
finding, just me helping you, helping women be their best selves. You know, that's my heart. Definitely, just a heart of service and just wanting you to elevate and reinvent yourself as many times as you need to.
Mhm. And what steps did you take in order to start your business? For the business girlies who are side hustlers or budding entrepreneurs or already in business.
Well, first and foremost, I created a brand. I had an idea of a brand that I said I have a mission. This is my goal. This is what I want my brand to look like. To when you see it, you know this is it. The very first thing was actually making it a business, actually making this brand an actual business and saying that all right, I want to be taken seriously, getting an LLC or whatever it is that you know, speaking to someone like an accountant to figure out how to go about that process, to also get a business bank account. Those like the very first, you know, before you even start anything after your mission is to do that back office stuff. And just the process, trusting the process, that these are ways to elevate your brand, to take
Mhm.
with to build your brand with integrity, take yourself seriously, show up, look the part, and yeah, and that's
Yeah,
it. And
and
then go ahead.
mhm.
No, I was gonna use your line again, but I'm not gonna do that. But go ahead.
I'm watching you now,
I was
watching you,
ready, but go
watching
ahead.
you. So I know for a lot of the girlies that are in service-based businesses or coaching or mentoring, a lot of us are faced with imposter syndrome.
Mhm.
So when you knew you had a gift and you knew you had a passion of service, did you feel right away that you were ready to start taking clients, or like how did you? What was that feeling like?
No, I did not feel right. I did not feel that right away. But having a business coach definitely helped. Miss Stacy definitely helped to encourage me to to dream bigger, like to not just limit myself and have this belief that I can't do it because of this or I can't do it because of that. So I think this goes back to just having a coach in every aspect helps you to become your best self and give you that confidence that you probably have, but you just need the little extra,
What was
a
your
little.
challenge? What do you think your challenge was starting out? Like that belief system you had that was holding you back?
Not thinking that I was good enough, thinking that this person's styles or that person's styles, or like
Hmm.
we're all doing the same thing. What makes it different for me? And I always I've I knew this before, but having a business coach helped me to just remember that I am me and that no one else is like me. No one's going to say it like me. No one's going to do it like me. No one, the way that I present a message or bring something out, someone else may do it differently. And I do feel like with integrity and the heart that I have, that people will see me for me. My audience will gravitate to me and they'll see what I am about and what I am looking to offer, how I can serve them.
Hmm. So, what are some services or offers that you have in your business currently? So, just so the girlies know, how old is the baby now? 5 months? Almost 5 months?
Almost 5 months, yes.
Almost five
Almost
months.
5 months.
So, um, Tabitha's out on maternity leave, and she's doing a little favor for me by hopping on the podcast. Um, but yeah, tell us about the services that you offer, or
So
products and services.
I offer personal styling packages, and this includes for photo shoots, for wardrobe edits, for just lifestyle, however you want to show up in your life and how you want your wardrobe to work for you. I provide different packages that we could, sit down and we could talk about and just go over a budget. We go over what works for you, personal styling, just creating your personal styling journey and what that will look like and how we can accomplish it so that you
Mhm.
can reach your highest self.
Okay, but
Yeah.
so when are you coming off of maternity leave, honey? Because the girlies want to,
January
they ready.
2024. 2024 is happening. January 1st, I am back.
Okay, that's
I
good
will
to
be
know.
back in full effect. Yes. So I will be
So,
taking clients. Yeah.
mhm.
I will be taking clients and, just listen, activating, girl activate. We're going to activate, that brand. We're going to activate your brand.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, activate your
January,
brand. I like that.
activate your brand. Don't make me cry. Don't make me cry again. Activate your brand. Yes.
Yes. So I saw this on a podcast this week. I watch other people's podcasts for inspiration. And one of the things they did at the end of the podcast was ask people where do they see themselves in 5 years. So I'm not gonna pan out for 5 years, but I would say, what do you
What's
see
next?
yourself accomplishing for a year? Let's just say 2020,
Mhm.
a year or two. Where do you, let's give it a time. Stop being so squirrely, Stacy. Give it a time. Let's say 24 months. That's 2 years. Okay.
Mhm.
I think that's like a mid range kind of goal. Where do you see your Femme Total in 24 months?
Where do I see myself? I see myself.
So that we can look back on this and
I
see
know, right? I gotta.
your self fulfilling prophecy.
Okay. Okay, God. All right. Okay. I see my I immediately got ready. I was like, this gotta be good because this is what I want. Oh Lord. I'm gonna manifest this. I see myself um using my platform to build an honest community, a community of women that I can that I can teach, that I can help elevate on a, just on a bigger scale. Like I want to do conferences, I want to do summits, I want to do different things where it's a full out event, not just a 50-person event. Like I'm talking like hundreds of women that come together to um, activate their brands. I see myself being a person on that stage, hosting this event, having different people and different platforms to speak and to encourage other women that want to be creatives or whatever it is that whatever business they're looking to venture off into, that they're able to attend these summits and activate their brand. Kind of like Sarah Jakes, like how she has Woman Evolve.
Woman
I'm
Evolve, yes.
I'm looking to evolve in some Femmetotale like
And
that,
you see
something like
her,
that.
she shows up scared. She lets everybody know that,
Yeah,
yo, I'm super
I'm
vulnerable right
looking for
now.
something like that, something
Yeah.
like that. Yes.
Okay. Okay. So that's your
Mhm.
24-month
Yes.
forecast.
Yes.
And it's something you could look back on in the end of 2025, going into 2026.
That I said it right here.
And you said it. You said it for the world to hear. All right.
Yes.
So, any final thoughts for the Girl Activate community?
Any final thoughts? Show up, show up scared, show up, just keep showing up. Keep showing up. Keep showing up for your brand. Walk out the house, with your brand in mind and how the language that you're going to speak, how you're going to present yourself for that day, because you just never know who you might see.
Mm, that's a word. That's a word right there. And how can they reach you?
I am on Instagram at Femmetotale, FEMMETOTALE, or my website that will be back in action in January 2024, femmetotalestyles.com.
Oh, let me just be a little creative right now and just put it up there. Femmetotale Styles with a S
Yes.
.com.
.com. Yes. So I will.
Okay. Boom.
Woo! Look look at
Yes.
that.
I
Yes.
mess with the technology sometimes, honey.
Yes.
All right. All
Yes.
right.
Yes.
So I just want to make a few announcements like I do at the end of every podcast. We have the Girl Activate conference that's coming in spring of 2024. That is my leap of faith. That's my next step. That's my self
Wait. I
prophecy.
should have asked you. Where do you see her? So I didn't even. I was so caught up in my
No,
manifestation.
because I say it all the time. I say it all the time. I say it all the time.
Okay.
I'm
Okay.
forcing myself. I'm forcing myself to kind of speak it into existence. I think for me, um, I'm just so scared and excited, mixed all together with
Mhm.
what it really looks like to live in integrity and in alignment with this brand. Like, this is a big deal in
Mhm.
and of itself.
Right.
To
Right.
be in integrity with my, like, what does that look like? That means I gotta start eating right. I gotta start treating my skin right. I
Right.
gotta look good when I leave the house.
Looking
Um
the part, the
I
process,
gotta
trusting the
work on
process.
a schedule because
Yes.
I have a morning. I talk about morning routines. Where's my morning routine? I used to have one,
Right.
right? Having a schedule or having a content day or having all the things I'm
Yes.
asking everybody else to do. I have to be the example. I have to be in integrity with the brand. And if you feel stalled in your business, I feel it's because you're out of integrity. I mean, that's what I'm seeing so far. So we'll
Right.
see. So
Right.
if I have to make any forecast for myself, I would just say that it's what I've always wanted, which is to continue to uplift and motivate and inspire. That's what I do naturally. I'm a servant
Mhm.
leader just like you. The piece that has been missing, I don't want to say missing because that has a negative connotation. The piece that I'm working toward is the independence, because
Mhm.
all these years I've been under the covering and the safety of working with huge brands. Um, and now I'm stepping out on faith and doing my own thing, and that's very uncomfortable. It's very cringeworthy, actually,
Mhm.
to
Mhm.
because we have conversations about this all the time.
Right. Right.
Starting, it's like I'm not at the bottom, but it feels like I'm starting at the bottom. So where I see myself would be um, see really seeing the fruits of consistency and being in integrity. And what I think, I guess I could say what I think that might look like. I think
Mhm.
that that might look like monetizing the brand in comparable to what I was making working with
With the
brands.
love. Right. Mhm.
Okay, having a five figure at minimum launch of my course that's launching in January,
Mhm.
Activate Your Brand. Having the conference in the spring, pushing myself to do that.
Right.
And just continuing to seek the freedom that I know that comes with being this powerhouse brand.
Right.
And again, it's something I'm preaching. The freedom is what I'm preaching, but am I in integrity with
Yeah.
the
Alignment.
freedom?
Right.
My thoughts, my words, and my actions. That's the goal. And
Right.
what really happens when that's in alignment? So I would
Magic.
say, that, yeah.
Magic.
So,
Yeah.
so that's really it. My Girl Activate conference in the spring, natural hair meetup happening February 2024 locally, and my course is launching January 9th. Girlies, get your pocketbooks ready.
So.
I don't want any excuses. Okay,
Yes.
because my goal is a 10K launch, and for me to hit 10K, I need 53 people to enroll in my course on that week of January 9th. So all of my energy now, I have 13 founding members right now, and we are literally co-creating the course together each week. I'm sending out surveys, trying to craft a course so they have
Mhm.
a hand in what it's going out. So it's like, again, I'm excited. It's scary.
That's awesome.
It's taking a step into the unknown. Like,
Right.
I mean, even this podcast, right? Like this
Mhm.
podcast is it's nothing. It's nothing major yet, you
Right.
know. But what happens is each time I show up to do this podcast, I learn something new. I just put your website up. Hold on. I
Hello.
learned something new, but let
Hello.
me bam plug myself.
Woo!
Every time I go live, every time I do this podcast, I get inspired by my guests. I learn something new. I got a new microphone. I got a new camera. I got different lights. Like each time I do it, I learn something. But if I never started, I wouldn't know.
Right.
So I don't necessarily have the viewership yet. I don't necessarily have the attention yet. But the things that I'm learning along the way, and can I just tell you, every time we go to wrap up, we start a whole new conversation.
Yes.
It only takes one person.
Yes.
It only takes one person. It only takes one person to change your life. So a
Right.
lot of times we're looking for thousands of viewers. Yes, I would love to see. I would love to see my subscriber count grow and my views grow. But
Right.
if I have to be honest with myself in the patterns that my life has shown me, I have had so much success with very low social media following, no big celebrity regularity, I would say, because I work with celebrities, but then they were not my consistent clients because I chose to raise my children.
Mhm.
Um, but I've had success from one person. So really, only one person needs to watch this podcast
Right.
or
Right.
listen to this podcast.
Right.
So, yeah. So that's it. So guys, girlies, stay tuned for more. Stay tuned for more. And even the flow of the conversation is just, I have no notes today, and it's been the best.
Yes, look at you.
I have no notes, and it has been the
Woo!
best. So thank you so much for that. And you know, you know how I feel about you, and what I want
Come
to
on. My lashes are ready. Come on. Don't make me cry.
all right. Well, you already
Woo!
know. You already know.
Yes. Yes.
I ain't got to say
All
it
of
over and over.
yes.
I ain't got to say it over and over. You are a light. You bring it every time. You work in a spirit of excellence, and you're going places. Period. So it's just you and I getting in our own way, and I'm gonna keep pushing you to get out of your own way and release those brakes and
Yes.
keep going. You know.
Amen.
So yeah, we could do it, man. And
Yeah.
we are haven't really asked to be leaders, but we're called to be leaders. And people are being inspired by us. People are learning from us, and people are aspiring from the things that we do. And
Mhm.
somehow it's something about just what I'm learning is to just take the shift off of yourself and seeing that again, a new conversation. We were supposed to sign off a good couple minutes ago, but a new conversation. I
Mhm.
was watching this podcast. I'm a podcast junkie now,
Yeah, I
guys,
see that. I see.
and this other podcast because people, their message, the guy probably didn't even know he was being profound in the moment, but people were asking him because in our community, in the minority community, I'm not sure about other communities because that's not my community.
Mhm.
But in the minority community, it's like when people start getting money, it's kind of like, well, how much you want? When are you going to
Right.
stop?
Right.
Like,
Right.
okay, you're rich already. You're wealthy
Right.
already. When are you
Right.
going to stop, making money? And he said it so eloquently, and I'm going to try to say it without butchering it. He said, you know what? At the level that I'm at right now, and he's talking about himself. He said, I could stop. I'm comfortable. I made enough money. I'm good. I'm good. But for the people that I want to help,
Mm.
I can't stop now, right? Because I
Right.
have enough for me and my family, but I don't have enough to give away that house, to give away that car,
Mm.
to give away scholarships, to do all the things that I want to do, to build a building where kids can learn, or the recreation center. So for all the projects that he wants to do, he has to keep making the money to do it. So
Right.
at some point in your journey, it's not about how much money you're making for you. It's about now how can you
You're
pour
serving.
back,
Right.
right?
Right.
And that's when the light bulb went off, because that is the comfort zone for us. That is the comfort zone for us. I'm good. I'm good. My
Right.
bills are paid. Baby got milk and food and Pampers.
Yes. Yeah.
We good. The lights are on. We have food on our plate. We have a
Right.
roof over our head. I'm good. So if I never work again, I'm all right. I'm in my
Mhm.
comfort zone. And it could give you a lazy feeling to not want to push. But when you realize that if
Your
you really,
purpose, your calling.
your purpose, your calling is
Yeah.
to help more, you have to keep going. So
Yeah.
I just wanted to say that um you just that comfort zone, whew, baby, that
Yeah.
comfort zone is something else. And it's so tricky because it comes in different
Different
forms.
forms.
You don't even realize you're in a
Yes.
comfort zone
Yes.
until I heard this young man saying that, yes, I'm good now. And then I resonated with that because I was like, well, I'm good now too, actually. And I think that because I don't have the fire under me, right? Because it's something when you're struggling. It's something
Right.
when you're trying to get the job, or you're trying to get the money, or you can't pay your bills, or you can't pay the light bill, or you can't get the meal. You have that internal struggle. You slept in your car, you were homeless,
Right.
you have that drive. But what happens when you can pay the bills and you can't you get into a comfort zone,
Mm.
and then you forget about the other people.
Mm.
Oh, that's a sign right there.
Mm. A word.
That's just,
A word.
that is a word, honey. But
That
he
was
blessed
it.
me.
That was it. That was it. That was it.
So yeah, I heard that and it resonated. It was like it knocked me upside my head because I was like, oh, because I always heard that if you don't answer to your calling or something, or you don't share your gift, that's selfish. Or
Right.
if you don't do something that's selfish, you should be
Yeah.
doing it. It's selfish. But remember how I told you earlier? Sometimes it's just how somebody says something or presents it or positions it. They're saying the
Mm-hmm.
same exact thing, but I needed to hear it from him. I
Right.
needed to hear that
You
example.
say that a lot. You do say that. Like even when it comes to business and your coaching and things, you feel like it may be the same message, but it could just be said differently and
Yeah.
it resonates
It's
with
no
you
such thing as a saturated. I mean, yes, there's such thing as a saturated market, but sometimes people just need to hear it the way you say
differently.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the way he said it, I was like, oh, that that's
Right.
it right there.
Right.
That's why it's selfish. It's selfish because you could do more to help more people, but you good. But you good. I'm good. I'm
Mhm.
good. My family good. We good. So if I
Right.
never do anything else, we good.
Right.
I had to hear him say it
But
like
the
that.
leader keeps leading. The leader keeps showing up.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. This is
So
true.
yeah, we got to keep going.
Keep going.
Um, but yeah, girlies, I hope that this
This has been
episode
beautiful.
was.
This is amazing. It was. It's like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I want to stay.
I know. I told people like it's like a shy kid on the playground. You you don't want to leave your mom's leg, and then you get warmed up on the playground, and then when it's time to go home, you're
Let's
crying.
go. Yeah.
I'm not ready to leave. It's dark outside. The lamps are on. The mosquitoes are out. You're like, no, no, no. I don't want to leave. I don't want to leave. But yeah, that's it. We're in the pocket. We're in the zone now.
Yes.
This is not us now.
Yes.
This
Let
is
them
not
use
us.
you. Let them use you.
Yeah, let them use you,
Let them
girl.
use you.
We're in the pocket right now. We're in the zone. We're in the zone. But yeah, I don't know if the girlies mind watching a 3-hour episode, but yeah, I mean, it was great. I feel like the whole point of this episode was I feel like every episode, what I'm trying to do is just unblock, remove the roadblocks that are stopping you from being the
Right.
best version of yourself, especially when it comes to building your brand. So, and things that I had to overcome, right? I had to
Right.
overcome my image. I had to overcome fashion. I had to overcome being on video. I had to overcome imposter syndrome and
Right.
confidence. And when I say get over it, by the way, it never leaves. It never leaves.
It doesn't.
So we're just being aware of it and putting
Right.
it in its place, okay, so that we can continue to do what
Bouncing
we
back
have
a
to
little
do,
quicker than you
right?
normally would. Yeah.
So hopefully people hear themselves in these episodes and what it takes to just clear that roadblock and just know that those little gremlins are going to be around, but it's okay. And this is how we're dealing with it. We're
Yeah.
real people. We're dealing with it and cringing and feeling embarrassed and
Yeah.
ashamed and imposter syndrome, and we're just pushing through it. So yeah, I'm looking forward to and the next episode I'm going to do a solo episode. So imagine
Woo!
I'm going to get up here and talk about, I got to pick my topics to talk about, or maybe I'll do a
Wow.
survey. I'll send a survey in my my email newsletter
Yes.
community to see what topic do you want to talk, because you know what, over the years I've heard this on, I don't know if you've heard this. You got to tell me if you've ever heard this
Mhm.
before. But people run it when after they encounter me, they go, "You need your own show. You need your own show." And
You do.
up until last week, I did a panel at Hofstra
Mhm.
with the AKAs, and they were talking about beauty and entrepreneurship. And as soon as I got off the panel, somebody came up to me and they were like, "Girl, you need your own show." And I said, well, at that moment, I said, okay, all right, I've heard this enough times to
Mhm.
what does this mean? Because I have a podcast. Is that not
Right.
own show?
Mhm.
Maybe they mean your own show. You talk. So I'm gonna try it out. Because
Okay.
sometimes another podcast. I watched this other
Another
this, I
podcaster.
watched this other lady, and she said that when she was interviewing guests and she was doing solo podcasts, and she saw that in her analytics, more people love to just hear her talk. So
Oh, okay.
I guess it'll be a side by A/B test to see if what does better.
Right.
We'll see.
Okay.
But anyway,
Give the girlies what they want. Give the people what they want.
give the girlies what they want.
Yes.
What is own show? Maybe you guys
Yeah.
can let me know in the comments. Let me see, are the comments on? When somebody says, Stacy, you need your own show? Is this not considered own show? Like, or what do you
Right.
mean, like a BET? Like I need what we mean, like own network, revolt? Like what do you
Okay.
mean?
Spot over, Oprah.
What are we saying, girlies? Let me know in the comments or send me a DM if you watching this on the replay, or put it in the comments of the replay.
Right.
But what does this own show mean? We got to figure that out. But
Yes.
I'm following the breadcrumbs. I'm following what that might be. And that's the advantage of building your personal brand, is that it does not put you in a box. So even you as a style
No
coach,
ceiling. No ceiling. Yes.
huh?
No ceiling. There's no
No
ceiling. Yes.
ceiling. Even you as a style coach and wardrobe stylist, if you position your personal brand, don't you see people, they're acting and they're having their clothing lines or perfumes like J-Lo's and Rihanna's, and
Right.
like you start out doing one thing and your
And then
personal brand takes you someplace else.
right. Right.
So that's what I'm doing. I'm in alignment and in integrity now, building this
Yes.
personal brand.
Yes.
Where did the curls go? Look at that. Look at that. Natural hair problems. Natural hair problems. Those nice little curls are gone. Anyway, girl, thank you so much.
Anytime.
But hang on, I'm going to end this live stream for the viewers, and but we can continue chatting afterwards. But thank you, Girl Activate community. Thank you so much for tuning in. Share, like, subscribe, leave comments, do all that stuff to make the algorithm happy. Okay.
Yes.
And I look forward for us to get together in the near future, in the spring, at the Girl Activate conference.
Ooh.
All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Ciao, Bella.